Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This is Rooftop Rant number 4. I cannot believe it's been a month already and I am extremely excited about today's topic. Today we're going to talk about starting a business and more importantly transitioning from a 9-to-5 job to going full-time entrepreneur. Based on some reflections from personal experience and starting my own company, Common Sense Events, to working now full-time with my company, I have a couple tips and tricks that can help you if you're interested in starting a company or maybe have already started a company and are in that transition phase from going to working other jobs to working full-time for yourself. All right, welcome to Rooftop Rant number 4. I'm Jonathan, and this is actually Nicole. She decided to be an impromptu last-minute guest. She does some consulting work, very talented in the web space, some design stuff as well.
Real solutions for real people, thegofactor.com.
Step number 1, I said no business plan. And then we kind of got into this little discussion, and I think Nicole is making a valid point. It's less of having no business plan, but maybe having an abbreviated business plan.
Yeah, don't get stuck on having this big, long business plan that then you don't do, and then you don't go into your own business because you don't have a business plan. I have learned to do a one-page business plan and asking certain questions like how many hours do you want to put in each day or each week or each month? And what is your mission and your vision? What kind of audience or clients do you want to have? What's your product?
Understanding why I was doing it, because it made some of the long hours worth it.
Yeah.
When you're at that point where you've worked all day, you've worked an 8-hour shift,
right?
You have got to come home, hang out with family, and then start working again.
Yeah, you want it to be your passion, something that you love, and you may have the best idea in the world, but if it's not your passion and something you love, then you're right. You're going to dread working on it after hours.
Number 2, and something that I think is the best part about having a 9-to-5 and starting a company while you still have a job, is because you're allowed to kind of test it out in a risk-free space.
Yeah.
You don't have the pressure of being required to make income to replace the income that you're making from your 9-to-5, and you can kind of demo it out a little bit,
right,
and not have the pressure of chasing the dollar. You can really chase the dream.
That's a good point. And having an attitude of gratitude by giving to others, this is a perfect time, because if you still have your 9-to-5, you can give to others, and people are really grateful when you can serve them.
I think something else that it also does is really allows you to crystallize the basically like the space in the market that you're filling. Having a job, job during that time allowed us to make some of the mistakes, again, risk-free, but to really narrow our focus and really crystallize what we wanted to be, what we wanted to be doing eventually. Step number 3, I had maximized nights and weekends, and this was the name of the game for me.
So basically it's time management. And so it could be getting up a little bit early, an hour early before the kids wake up, or it could be whatever it is that you plan is being present in that moment. So if it's time with your family, being present with time with your family, so that then at this particular time you're going to be working on your other business. Is that what you mean by working nights and weekends?
Time, let's say you work a 9-to-5, or let's say you work an 8-to-4.
Okay.
So you get to work at 8, you leave at 4. You have time then from 4 to 8, 4 to 9 to spend time eating, recreating, hanging out with family, really, like you said, putting your full focus into that. But then you do have time. You have 3 hours, 4 hours between 9 and midnight, or 9 and 1,
right,
where, if it is something that you love, that you're really committed to, that you really want to bring that hustle to.
You look forward to seeing it. Now, if you are 26, that's a good response. If you're 52, then you want to get up earlier and work when you still have brain power, because at night, I have no more brain power left.
Number 4, this is one of the best points, I think, along with mitigating risk by starting a business while you have a job, is using the resources that your job provides to give you some real life experience on some of the topics that you're going to have to handle inevitably as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you wear all the hats. You have to be, and at some specific time, you have to be the accountant, you're going to be the marketing guy, you're going to be sales, you're going to wear so many of the different hats and fill so many of the different positions that if you're able to kind of wet your feet, so to speak, in the company, that you're working for right now, and take advantage of any free seminars they might offer, or any enrichment things that many companies do offer to kind of provide some ongoing education for their employees.
That's a good point.
You can leverage that. You're getting paid for it, and you're having real world experience for something that you're going to inevitably have to do.
Right. And taking that one step further too, which is something we all could do, is treating wherever you're working as if it's your own business. So, you know, when you're walking around, if you see something on the floor, it may not be your job to pick up the garbage off the floor, but you do, because you take pride in where you work. And same thing with money. If you have to, you know, balance the sheets at the end of the register, if you're working in a bar, for example, you know, just paying attention and being diligent about treating the company as if it's your own. And you'll see, not only will you get real life experience for your own job, but you will show, you know, appreciation for the owners, and they'll have more confidence in your own abilities. Definitely want every relationship you have and every job that you have be an authentic relationship, and really try because you want to try. So, yeah.
The last two are kind of similar. We can roll them into one.
Okay.
And it's getting late.
Yeah,
so we're losing light. But the last two, the first one's to start making money. And this is really important because, you know, along with not having the risk and the need to make money, and you're kind of proving your concept during the beginning phases of scaling away from a job, it is really important to make sure that your company can support you and can slowly start to replace that income.
Right.
So making, starting to bring in revenue, starting to make income for yourself, even if you're just putting it right back into the business, extremely crucial for that next step, and rolling right into scaling back your hours at your 9-to-5 job or your whatever job. Even if you're a student, you know, let's say you're a student and you're working a part-time job, but you have something else you want to do on the side. That whole balancing act between saying, all right, you know, I'm working 40 hours a week, but I'm making a little bit of income. Now I'm making, you know, 20% more. I'm going to bring my hours down. Eventually, you want to be at the place that working at your work is costing you money on the business side. And that's kind of how you know that it's time to make that transition to go full bore with your company.
And to add to that about working, I would say too, it's good to set up systems to be able to work, but you don't want to sacrifice actually doing the work because you're spending so much time setting up systems. So sometimes you just have to go full force, and just, you know, if you don't have your business cards right away, that's okay. Just if you're ready to go, then go. So some people need that advice and other people don't. It just depends.
It's all about massive action. Like, that's my favorite thing, you know. It's like the, you know, I don't know if it was a patent quote. I can't remember the quote, but basically, you know, something executed right away is better than, it's the whole one in the hand, two in the bush kind of analogy with doing something right away versus planning for something. And I really think it wraps around to what we were talking about, our number one point, which was, you don't necessarily need this long, perfectly ironed out business plan that's ready to propose towards venture capitalists.
Good
you know,
point. It's
really,
it's better to get something done than to have something perfect.
To show the results, and track record. And honestly, I mean, even if you are going to get some venture capital funds, showing that you have a proof of concept that turns right around and makes revenue and can generate revenue is totally huge for anyone looking to invest.
Right. Yeah, and you can also modify your business plan as you go along. You can have, you know, one version, and then you can, you know, modify it as you go along too.
Absolutely. So it's evolving, and it's evolved a couple times with what I've done. But thank you so much. It's getting dark. I know you probably can't even see us.
Thank you for inviting me, Jonathan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nicole. Check out, what was it? GoFactor?
TheGoFactor.com.
GoFactor.com, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment. We're going to be doing Facebook Live at 5 tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that. I don't know if Nicole will be available for that, but if she is, I'll make sure to have her on, and we'll get some great discussion going there. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.